What's up, everybody? Aaron coming to you with another week of DarkLion Collective with a little segment we like to call What Are the Other Options? Now, this is going to be a segment we're going to try to get this reoccurring because this seems to be happening all the time, and I really want to figure out what are the other options. Everyone has options and things they'd like to say, so make sure you throw comments down in the bottom. But I really want to get to the bottom of this, and what it pertains to when it comes to these other options is a 52-year-old man in Florida who was shot and killed on Saturday. Now, on Saturday, a 52-year-old man who went in to rob a bank, then left the bank, went across the street to a barbershop where, he was going back and forth with the police, came out with a straight razor, of course, just came out of a barbershop with a straight razor, and was standing about, I would say about 10 feet from the cops, maybe a little bit closer. In this situation, we'll talk about what could have been done differently and what the other options were. But he was about 10 feet away from the cop, and he had the razor, and he put his hand on the car and then lifted his hand up. Didn't lunge, didn't jump, just lifted his hand up. One of the officers shot the man with the taser. Another officer, the male officer who had an assault rifle aimed at the man, shot him twice with the assault rifle and killed him. Alright, now again, this is a white man and a white officer who shot him. And this Mr. David Weinset. Now, David Weinset, was he in the wrong? I kind of want to go ahead and get this out there. Yes, Mr. Weinset was in the wrong. He tried to rob a bank. They said he could potentially have a bomb. He threatened that he had a bomb. But when he came out of the barbershop shirtless, I'm pretty sure they knew he didn't have a bomb at that point. Did he have a weapon, and was he being a threat to the police officers? Yes, he was. For sure. No one can really question that. I don't think he could even question that himself. Alright, now, what are the other options besides shooting this man twice in the chest and killing him there on the spot? Alright, we're going to start with the first option. Back the hell up. Why is it that you have an assault rifle that can shoot from 1,000 feet away and you're 10 feet away from the man? You don't have to be that close to him. You're choosing to be that close to him. There's no other people around, no other innocent civilians that he has his hands on, that he's going after to cut. So there's no one for you to say, hey, we're trying to stop him from hurting this person or that person. Why are you that damn close? So the first thing we could have done differently here is back the hell up, police. Honestly, you got a taser that'll shoot from 30 feet away, and you got a gun that'll shoot from 1,000 feet away. Why are you within 10 feet of this man? Doesn't make any sense to me. So first off, back up and de-escalate the situation. Because when you back up, you give the man some breathing room, you start talking to the man like he's an actual human being, you might actually get somewhere. Alright, well, let's say the man is a bit out of it, he's loopy, it doesn't matter what you say, he's going to try to cut you. Which, the way he was acting, he seemed like he was a bit out of it. Totally understandable. What are your other options? Well, what else can you do here? One cop tried to do it, the female cop, who seemed to be actually quite stunned from the whole situation. She shot the man with the taser, and then the male officer shot the man twice with the assault rifle. She instantly put her gun back into her holster as if she was like from the video, like, what's going on here? Like, this escalated really quickly. Now, what the other male officer could have done was simultaneously holding the rifle, pull out his stun gun as well, and they could have both shot the man with the stun gun and tried to put him on the ground. Not tase him 10 to 15 times repeatedly, but tase the man a couple times, incapacitate him, get on top of him, and subdue the man. That makes sense. But alright, there's only 2 officers on the scene in the video. One was a male, one was a female. So say you feel like you don't have the manpower to truly take this man on. What are your other options? Wait for more manpower. It's that simple. There's this thing called a radio. It works 2 ways. You call for backup, and then backup verifies it's coming and makes it to your location within a relative amount of time. So what you could have done, which since no one was in any immediate harm, back the hell up, tell the man not to move from the situation, try to keep him within a certain area, keep him contained, wait for more people to come, and you know what comes with more people? More tasers, more arms, more bodies, more manpower. You tase the man, and then you subdue the man. He has a straight razor. He does not have a mini nuke. He does not have Wolverine's claws and the ability to regenerate. Like, he's just a regular human being. All right. Let me think about another option here. These are just off the top of my head. Of course, I've never been trained as a police officer, but I'm pretty sure even other officers would have been like, okay. And I would love to hear from other officers. Please, other officers. Everyone's talking about, oh, well, you always talk bad, or you hear about the cops when they're doing something wrong. I love talking about you when you do something right. We are going to have more segments that are uplifting, just some good, joyous segments. But stuff like this has to be talked about. So, since other cops are like, well, how about you guys just give us some of the benefit of the doubt? Well, then how about other cops start coming out and saying, hey, this was wrong, or tell me why this was right. Why was this a justifiable shooting? Yes, the man lifted his hand up before the cop shot him. Whoop-de-doo. You have an assault rifle. You have a baton. You have mace. You got a taser. You got a shotgun that shoots beanbags. That's another one of those options, guys. Something else we could have done, pull out and non-lethal round and hit the man. I don't know if any of you ever seen the aftermath of someone hit with a non-lethal round or been hit with one yourself. There's a bruise about that big wherever it hits you, and it's not like the regular, like, oh, it's a red bruise. It's like the black, purple, blue type bruise, you know, the one that lasts for a good 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, the one that once you get hit, puts you on the ground, that type of bruise. That's what happens when you get hit with one of those rounds. But it seems like now cops don't carry the non-lethal rounds anymore. Like, it's too much work. Like, it's too much of a hassle. Like, I remember when that came out in the early 90s, mid-90s when I was a kid, and people were getting shot with them all the time. And it was like, oh, well, yeah, it sucks he's getting shot, but at least he's alive at the end of the day. I remember seeing a video of a dude with a freaking samurai sword sitting outside of a store. They shot him a multitude of times with these. He didn't want to drop. Eventually, they shot him, sprayed him a couple more times. The man eventually stopped. You can only take so much abuse. But guess what? He's alive at the end of the day. Do I think the man should have been forcefully taken down in some kind of manner? He's got a weapon. Of course, you've got to get the man subdued. Do I think it's going to be peaceful? No, he didn't want to make it peaceful, or he wouldn't be carrying a blade. But do I think you should instantly shoot him in the chest just because he flinches? Hell no. Come on, people. Stop giving these people the benefit of the doubt, like, oh, well, it's a stressful situation. Anyone in that situation would have done it. No, I wouldn't have. I'm a 6'2", 200-pound man. I'm not too worried about a man with a straight razor when I have a taser, a baton, body armor, and a freaking machine gun. No, I'm not really too scared at this point in time. Like, worst come to worst, he run up to me, I could butt him with the butt end of my machine gun before he could even hit me with the razor. That's better than shooting the man. Okay. Now, this is what I ask you guys. What else could have been done? You know, what could have been done different? What are the other options here? Once we start going through these other options and people start using these other options here in America, we'll figure out how this works. I'm also going to put up a video at the end of this of a guy in the UK. A dude waving around a butcher knife, mind you, at police officers. What do officers do? Multiple officers surround him, tase him, jump on the man, and subdue him. Yeah, it takes work. Yeah, you have to put yourself in danger. That's what you signed up for as a police officer. I'm not telling you to put yourself in needless danger, but when you wait for backup and there's 7 to 8 people and you're shooting this man with a taser, you're minimizing the danger more and more. But when it's you and your partner and you decide to handle the situation right then and there, instead of waiting for proper backup to surround this man and truly subdue him, you're choosing to escalate the situation. You're choosing to continue to proceed in a non-safe manner. That does not give you an excuse after your actions to shoot the man, because you're putting yourself in a non-safe position. So again, people, please tell me after you see the video at the beginning of this, what are the other options? And hopefully we can figure this out and people will stop dying, white, black, or indifferent. And if you are a white person and like this fella, you're tired of people getting shot, please say something. A lot of the comments I saw, oh, well, Black Lives Matter ain't going to say anything about this, and Black Lives Matter ain't going to do nothing about this. Well, from my understanding, they have. From what Jason told me, Black Lives Matter was there when the young white kid was shot outside of the fast food place over a few grams of marijuana because of a petty drug bust. When you see in the video, the cop said he tried to hit him with the car, and yet the cop is 3 to 4 feet away from the car when he starts to move and the cop chooses to shoot at the kid instead of just leaving and pursuing the kid. Black Lives Matter apparently went out then, but don't get mad at Black Lives Matter. It's like, oh, well, they don't talk about this or they don't do this. Don't get mad at them because you want something to happen. If you think all lives matter and you think that's really something that you want to be behind, make your own all lives matter movement. But don't get mad at Black Lives Matter and don't get mad at their movement because you feel they're not voicing the white people that are getting killed out there by the police. Then you voice them. You get up and say something. This is why people are here. This is why more people are going to the internet. This is why I'm here. This is why Jason's here. People need to talk about this. We need to discuss this. We need to sit down and conversate. But get mad at one group and what they're doing instead of trying to work actively on your end to fix this doesn't help anything. It just helps. It just makes us bicker in between ourselves and not solve the problem, which is lowering the amount of police brutality in this country, lowering the amount of police deaths in this country, and properly training our officers so that when you're standing 10 feet away from a man with a submachine gun or an assault rifle, you don't feel a threat to have to kill this man. You know that you're in control of the situation and you know how to confidently take charge of the situation and de-escalate it and save someone's life instead of taking it. So please let us know, what the other options are and what else we could have done. And I'd love to talk about this more. And I care about everybody. I want everybody to live. And I really think that we need to figure this out, people, because too many people are dying for unnecessary reasons.
Watch out. Put it down now. Put down the knife.
Put it down!
Spray! Put it down! Put it down!
Come on!
Put it down! Put it down!
You now.
Put it down! Put down the knife! Put it down! Put it down! Put it down!
Hey, all right.
Put it down! Get on the floor! Get on the... You're under arrest for possession of offensive weapon,
Okay.
attempted wounding on ourselves,
Okay.
and threats to cause criminal damage.
Yeah, okay.